from Macho is just going to set things up perfectly. I mean, you have the setup from the Way of the Dragon, but you also have the Abyssal Arrow. So now, what do you lock in those last two choices, especially to match up the jungle matchup that you have going into this game?
Well, definitely they need a little bit of more damage there. You can't just look at the Selena and call it a day. You need someone to actually finish those targets off. The Lancelot is already on the other side, but since we haven't seen the bans just yet, if the Hayabusa is still open, if other assassins are actually still open to take for TNC, that would be great for TNC. But let's look at Chu a little bit, or let's look at SDZYZ right now. He has been known to play that mean Claude, even in the jungle, even outside of the meta. In fact, I want to bring up, I think, one of the more interesting stat lines of Chu or SDZYZ in Season 7 qualifiers. He was undefeated, or I think no deaths at all on that Claude, and it was insanely great for, I think, Work Osterforce during that time. So let's see if it's going to make a comeback. It looks like the draft is finished here. The Karina, and I think another...
Matrix?
You know what? I didn't see the
Matrix.
Yeah, it was the
Matrix. Picked up there with a 4 TNC, and good thing that they actually went for the Karina, considering that you're going up against an assassin and the Popolin Koopa potentially if that was the roamer, but it's not. It was still not enough pieces seen by TNC on the side of Omega to actually try to go for a Claude jungle, so they played it safe. They pick up the Karina instead, so if ever Omega went for another main backliner, which they did, they're going to be rocking the Kimmy. You'll have the Karina, who might just be able to... Again, that's the thing that you get with Karina. A great early to mid start if she can get her kills early on. This is going to be the tank build Karina. If not, it's going to be that hybrid of the tank and the damage that we've been seeing a bit more of ever since the M3 World Championship. So it's a solid lineup here for TNC. They'll have the Phoveus as their XP laner. There's a good amount of dashes on the side of Omega, especially for Lancelot and Kimmy. And even Yuzong's second skill jump counts as a dash, so that's something that he can use to proc the demonic force off of.
I like this. I mean, we were talking about with their first 3 picks for TNC, what kind of damage dealers are they going to lock in? And they pick pretty much pure damage, the Karina plus that Beatrix. I think that's going to serve them really well here. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into the very first game, second series, day number 1 here, MPL Season 9, Omega versus TNC. And man, I just got to say SDZYZ. That's a mouthful there, but we're just going to call him SD.
Yeah, we're going to call him SD.
Say SD.
They already said it in the I think the pre-show that it's all right. Like his Z's is ZYZ actually means it's just a version of TZ. It's his version of Cutie or whatever you want to add in your name.
Can you imagine like more of those appearing later on?
We already have like Nu, like Chak Nu, Sagit Nu.
Oh my.
Oh my. What else?
TZs.
TZs.
Oh, TZs and spades. Actually, yeah, that's
I mean, we have the skis.
Cuties before.
The cuties.
There were a lot of cuties before.
Yeah, it basically it could start something, but
and now it's the Z's.
Now it's the Z's. So far,
it's
though,
disease.
Please
let's not spread disease. Please let's not spread disease.
It's funny though. It's like he'll introduce himself. What's your name? It's SDZYZ, but the ZYZ is silent. So it's just SD. Yes.
I mean, okay. moving into the game here. Now we can finally take a look at what everything is set up to be. Now, I do want to bring something up, Renmar, and we talked about it before. The emblem that we're seeing more often, especially on SD here.
Yeah.
How is that working out for everybody so far?
Well, of course, having the Demon Slayer emblem, you do more damage onto the main objectives, the towers, the lords, and the turrets, and so that just ensures that you get much better chances of being able to secure the objectives, more damage to it. Itomax definitely rocking the Weapons Master. Itomax is rocking the Weapons Master because he's playing the Popolin Koopa in mid.
Yep.
Interesting choice there, but we've already seen this from Onyx last season in Season 8. And Chakno, by the way, playing the roaming Diggy, actually rocking it with Impure Rage. So he's trying to maximize the damage that can be dealt there with the bombs, but of course, definitely he'll still be picking up the roam boots.
Wow, Ryzen is just reached level 2, and SDZ is already up in, I think, almost 2 levels here. That's insane.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of early aggression too for both sides. Now, something that we saw in the previous games as well is a little bit longer games. Now, the question will be, how will these two teams play out the average kind of time frame? Now, we know that Omega kind of plays the longer game. Now,
even TNC.
Even TNC, right? But we haven't really seen this form of TNC, so that's going to be a big question here. Now, so far, going into what Omega drafted, Etumax, right, has this PNK here at mid lane. They don't have as much, I want to say, tanky frontline damage.
Definitely.
Now, they do have Renzio there, right, on the Yuzong. They've got the time journey to help them out. But do you think it's going to be enough, especially if we get into the later portion of the game or around those big objectives where they really come down to a big thing here? I mean, there's going to be focus here. Etumax, he's going to be okay.
Yep. And when we were talking, it's not going to be okay. The answer is not going to be okay.
Well, yep.
I spoke too soon. The way of the dragon, Chaknu. Also, he's going down as well. 3-0 for TNC.
Wow, TNC suddenly upping the pace there.
Burst.
Unexpected burst coming in the mid lane. A play coming in from Ben Thinks, who did not see a lot of play last season. And right now he's proving to everybody, hey, I deserve to be in this main lineup.
Yeah, and after what just happened to Omega, and again, Chakna goes down, TNC was able to alleviate the start that Omega found, wherein because Chaknu rocking the Impure Raids definitely wanted to make the most out of those alarm bombs because he was babysitting Kelra in lane. So now, TNC were able to balance that out and more. They now have close to a 2,000 gold lead this early in the game.
Talk about the rise of this new Phoenix coming out. I mean, strong start, 4-0, 3 minutes in. Another way the Dragon might be setting up, but the flicker to save Etumax there. Good call, because that would have been a bad news bears right there.
Yeah, they should still be careful with those big plays, especially with TNC. All of the lead that they built up could easily be transitioned to Omegas if ever they do make a big mess up. The Pistol Arrow, Chaknu. He's going to survive, though.
He's going to be fine with that, but at a cost of a time journey there. Now they could decide to go ahead and crash in here, grab some extra gold if they want to. But one thing I like, especially Redmar mentioned this, you know, Redmar and Womi both, Ben things here, calling the shots. And I like this so far. He's taking charge, right? He knows that in this situation, he has to take charge of these 3 that are coming in for the first time into the MPL, and he's got to calm them down, set them up for the plays like this.
The alley-oop.
Another one. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
That's like Steve Nash to Stoudemire. Stoudemire. I'm sorry. I think I'm revealing my age here, but you know,
I got it. The dunk
contest. You know about Chris Paul, Blake Griffin?
Yeah, there we go. You went 5 years into the.
Another one landed.
Another abyssal arrow. Chaknu goes down. The killing spree for Yasuo. Here we go. As you were saying, Womi.
I think he made his point.
I made his point. That was an alley-oop play to the Abyssal Arrow. I'm sure Escalera is having a fun time right now. Chaknu's back with a boom. And Turtle really fast here, especially with the Demon Slayer. Renzio, though, Black Dragon.
Renzio comes in. Turtle for the taking. It's going to be taken here. No, nice job. Ryzen's got to get out there, but the demonic force from Cram. He slams down, grabs a kill. 7-1 so far. Cram could be in trouble here. There's the Abyssal Arrow. Does not find its mark, though. Another kill goes over. This is going to be bad news for Renzio. He's trying to get a kill, but he's not able to connect. He does grab one. He's got low health, and he goes down. Double kill for SD.
I just want to make sure, did Ben Thinks secure that turtle?
He did. Yes, he
did.
Ben
Thinks not only secured the turtle, but he also zoned out 2 members away from that turtle, allowing SD to just get those resets and eventually win that team fight. Great play overall by TNC.
Yep. And I'm never going to get tired of saying this for an entire season. He was just doing Ben Things.
Just doing Ben Things. Another one.
Again. And this is no surprise if you've been following Escalera in the former Archangel squad that he was a part of outside of the MPL. He's just landing the arrows left, right, and almost landing at center there. But, I mean, he's hit more than missed so far this game. And right now, this Chaknu Magic Worship dig, you have to correct myself a bit there.
Yep.
This strat now, it has completely changed because now Omega has to adjust the fact that they're down 3K 6 minutes in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, obviously you really have to watch out for Escalera setting up those abyssal traps, but not only that, but you have to worry about Ben Things as well, setting up the perfect way the Dragons for his team. I mean, it hasn't fallen off. Now the thing is, Ryzen on this Lancelot, you're expecting a little bit more from just a Lancelot in general, especially in the jungle, but so far, he really hasn't been able to convert to anything. Now, at the same time, what can they do, Womi, here to stop this momentum that TNC has?
They have to dodge the skill shots. They have to communicate where Ben Things is and make sure that he doesn't get another successful dive with the Flicker and the Way of the Dragon. The Abyssal Arrows are mainly landing because of great vision, great setups coming in from Ben Things. Remove that in the equation, and Escalera would have to miss a little bit, just like that.
Yeah, but look at this. This is the driver's seat for them as they're going to go ahead and just grab another turtle here. There's not much Omega can do right now, and TNC's not letting up. I mean, this is a different TNC that we're clearly seeing from the last season. They're playing very well. Looking for a kill here. Ryzen not going to be able to connect, though. Just trying to help out Kelra here, and they're going to be okay.
That was a sad sequence of events for... okay, that steal was definitely a... okay play for Omega.
Yeah, they needed that.
They needed that. But man, Ryzen is not feeling this game. I could see it in the way that he's playing his Lancelot, man.
There
Things!
it is, one more time, the Way of the Dragon. But he's actually going to be okay. Ryzen going to look for some help here. He's going to back off just in time. As you were saying, man.
Yeah, Ryzen, I feel like he needs to find at least one good reset. But so far, it has been hard for him to find that kill. It's always been... Wow.
That's what you call burst right there, coming out from Yasuo. Looking for another thing here. SD is going to be able to force the Flicker out from Metu Max. Demonic Force is popped. Can they find a kill here? SD's in trouble now. Oh, the Flame Shot comes out, but it's not going to be enough.
He's alive!
Kala also trying to help. They're still alive. There we go. Surprisingly, nobody goes down.
That is so sad for Omega. That could have been their opportunity. Renzo was in such a great position with that Yu Zhong, but because of the deficit that they had in the early game, they couldn't convert that into a kill. And even when SDZYZ was already deep inside that fight, they didn't really get that crucial kill on the jungler. Now they're going to go in for a dive here in Yasuo SDZYZ just in time.
Just in time. They're looking for these turrets again. I mean, we're 9 minutes in, only one turret down here. So it's a lot of back and forth and action that we're not used to seeing so far. I mean, the goal difference, though, is quite big. So right now, Omega, if they want to get back into this game, aside from dodging those skill shots, they need to find objectives. And it looks like Renzio's giving the go signal here. Black Dragon form. SDZ is going to be just fine. Another Abyssal Arrow coming out, not finding the connection. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, no kills for the past 3 minutes, and this has been a stalemate, and it's good for Omega. They want stalemate fights, if not winning fights. They want to prolong this game to give Etomax a little bit of items before they actually fight off. And of course, Kelra on this Kimmy is going to be extremely hard to catch by late game. And I feel like this is good for Omega. They just have to play this slow, but Ryzen... he's a sacrifice for this game.
Yeah, and right now what we're seeing the strength of the Omega lineup is, yes, they don't have that hard frontliner tank, but technically they have that Yu Zhong to sort of fill in that role. And what we saw there is that TNC will try to bait out the abilities of Omega, but while that reverse time is on the ground there, TNC cannot do much. Omega actually, with the reverse time out on the Diggy, that's when Renjo will go out with the Black Dragon form to help provide that space, and whoever got trapped on the side of TNC in the reverse time, well, TNC has to get ready to respond, but how can they do that with the Yu Zhong coming in? So yes, they're behind. Yes, TNC earned the lead, but hey, Escalera landed another Abyssal Arrow there.
I think when it comes down to this Lord fight, in terms of team composition, yeah, TNC's quite ahead here, but the longer that this goes, the longer that they stall this out, they'll have a better chance. They definitely need to get this mid turret down. They're going to get that tier 2. And again, they have to watch out for these bursts of damage coming out from TNC on top of it.
Yeah, I got to stay careful with a sniper. Got to credit Oheb for showing everybody in M3 that sniper build is something else. And everybody in the Philippines, and not only in the Philippines, all over the world, starting to pick up not only the sniper on the Beatrix, but also the shotgun Let's see on how Yasuo could make plays with it in this game. He has been bursting quite the important people on the side of Omega, but it hasn't converted yet to a big kill.
By the way, Escalera just did build that Clock of Destiny, so it's still going to be taking some time for him to actually make the most out of that. It's a Roam Boots Selena, but still rocking damage items. Actually went for the Genius Wand first and then built the Clock of Destiny. So it's going to take some time to get those stacks.
Yeah, this is surprising too, because regardless of what's going on here, Omega's doing a great job at holding them back.
Woo,
exactly. Find a connection there. Cram goes down.
Combo.
Omega finding here some life. They got to watch out for the arrows. The Lord is still for the taking.
Here comes a
Benton goes in with a
retribution.
flicker. He's not able to connect, though. Lord still for the taking.
Oh!
Secured by SD. There we go. They're trying to turn around. Mega kill. Forcing the flickers out. Double kill for SD plus the Lord.
Great play coming in from TNC, making sure that SD had the space to go for the steal. And now 3 people on the side of Omega goes down. This might just be... Oh, Escalera from out of nowhere!
Oh, the monster kill. They're not giving up at all here. 13-3, the Lord as well.
Just when you thought that Omega already had that Lord for themselves, they had a pickoff prior that Lord. But suddenly, the zoning coming in from TNC, the arrows landing their marks, it's just too much to handle for the Kings of the Sea. And now the Phoenix might be rising all over them in Game 1.
SD, man, the way he positioned himself to stay alive to make sure he would get the retribution off or the secure there on that Lord. Look at him. He's 6-0-1. But also kudos to the rest of TNC. They've only given up 3 deaths in this entire game. This is most definitely a different TNC, not just in name but in performance.
Talk
Just
about
Ben
a
Things.
debut, yeah.
Just Ben Things.
Just Ben Things. You know, to be honest, Ben Things started this for them. I mean,
Yeah,
and
kickoffs, dude.
What do you expect from a captain, right? I mean, the shot caller, the captain leading them, he set them up. That's Ben Things, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, man, you're talking about this is Omega from what we're used to seeing, and TNC comes in with this, the debut of 3 members, and look at what's happening right now. And a lot of it, yes, Ben Things, but also Escalera, like you mentioned, Renmar. The setups, the abyssal arrows are just on point. Omega, though, I mean, they're starting to slowly be able to control some team fights, but at the same time, they can't find to really push TNC back to get the advantage.
Yeah, on the bright side, though, it's not that big of a lead. It's still just around 7,000, still doable. Actually, one team fight could potentially change this for Omega, but it's really hard to find that team fight, especially if one person dies, you have SD. Going in for the reset, it's going to be extremely hard for them to find that fight, but Renzo, he says he's going to try to poke down SD a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to find some space here.
Oh, they're
But once
chasing
again,
Yasuo.
Kelra as well. They're going to chase Yasuo, but he's going to be fine. And this is the thing. Now it's a battle for just, I mean, their own jungle at this point, right? The turrets, obviously, it's 6 turrets in favor of TNC, but right now, space. I mean, that's what Omega needs. They need to stay together in some form and not get caught out here by any form of surprise set up by an abyssal arrow, or whether that be Ben Things just like this. They have to constantly watch out for.
One thing I want to point out, though, interesting I didn't pick up, we never see this in a Beatrix at Golden Staff, actually.
Wow.
Because usually the builds that you're going to be going for that are the Blades of Despair, you'll get the Wind of Nature potentially, the Demon Hunter Sword, more sustain items, but Golden Staff, interesting build. I can't wait to see the items at the end of the game there.
Yeah, I want to see what it does for the Nibiru as well, or the other guns, because Golden Staff completely changes a lot of...
Oh my goodness!
What just happened?
There's a sniper in the building!
That was burst. If nothing else was, holy moly, burst damage.
That's a big damn you're looking
That's
for.
the big damn, man.
That's like 2 skill shots landing. It's so beautiful. But let's see. This is a big Lord fight.
Yep, big
Renzo.
Lord fight. They're looking for something in Renzo, but it's going to be secured by TNC. There's the Way of the Dragon. They're in trouble now. They're trying to back off, getting pushed back. Demonic Force. Cram finds a kill. He keeps jumping. Demonic Force once again. Double kill for Arrow. Right on that 2 max as he goes down. That's going to be a wipe out here
Oh,
for TNC,
no.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yasuo literally stood there in front of the dragon. He was slaying that dragon with 2 feet planted on the ground. Golden Staff Nibiru, boys!
There you go! TNC grabbing game number 1 over Omega.
The Dragon Slayer in the Mamba Slayers team. TNC Pro Team. This is not the team